Hello, Zimbabwe. Welcome to another episode of Straight Talk. Today, I'm joined in the studio by Mr. John Muchenje. He is the National Chairperson for Apex Council Youth in Agriculture. Not only is he that, he's also the reigning young champion farmer in Zimbabwe. Let's talk to him. Let's understand how agriculture is benefiting him at large. Vamuchenje, makadini. Aiwa ndinofara. Right. Pane nyaya ndati ndibva ndakubvunzai yakabva mukuitika. And the government has downsized the farms. Are you for it as a farmer or you're not for it?
The move that was done by the government is a welcome move. And we are very happy as young farmers because land it's a scarce natural resource which must be in the hands of many, not certain individuals. Because if you look at the current scenario, the government is importing maize, 110,000 every month, which means there's no maize in the country. But we've got everything that we want as farmers. We've got land, vast tract of lands which is there. We've got a very good climate. We've got a very supportive government when it comes to agriculture. So it means that the land is not in the right hands of people that currently occupying land. They are not utilizing land to the full capacity that will enable the country to have maize and food.
Okay. Can I just ask, while you're speaking on that in particular, you said what we have in the country is everything else, but the labor and the people that actually want to use the land. Can we say it's contributing to the shortage of maize and milli meal that is currently going on in the country?
That's very correct. Because we have got everything. The land is there. Okay. But the people that are occupying land currently, if you check our president, has been on record that we have got some people who have got vast tract of lands or multiple farms that are underutilized and that are oversized. The law that the government has put in place is you see someone at maximum having about 200, 400 hectares to 1,000, depending on what he's doing on the farm. So that fair distribution of land will enable other players to be involved in farming. We've got young people and women who are very passionate and interested in farming, but they don't have land. They are leasing land from land barons who are charging exorbitant fees, which is very illegal and unproductive.
Okay, so how can the youth benefit from the program on the downsizing of the land that has just been introduced?
Thank you very much. We have got what we call the Apex Council for Youth in Agriculture, which is an umbrella board that represents youth in agriculture. It's more like a bridge between the young farmers and youth in agriculture and the ministry. So we are in all provinces in the country. We have got provincial ambassadors who are there that are working in hand with the Minister of Lands and Agriculture and also the Minister of State Affairs of a particular province. So what we are doing, we are compiling lists of farmers who are interested in farming for them to be put on priority list when the land is being availed to the people.
Okay, all right. The downsizing of the land, how exactly is it going to be done? Murikungosvika here inini ndiri pamunda pangu motonditi taona kuti mahectares amamuna awandisa taakuda kuti mumboshandisa akati, or is there a certain procedure that is going to be used to maybe make individuals understand why they're being downsized and the benefit of having to share their farms with other individuals?
Thank you very much. If you check, the land reform was done in 2000, okay, which means most of people with farms, they've been on their farms, I think, for almost 20 years. So the government is going to look at, if you check what the minister said, the government is going to look at the capacity or the utilization of your farm. Let's say, for example, I've got a 1,000 hectare farm. And for the 20 years, I've been only using 100 hectares. So it means that the land that I can only use at a particular moment or that I can fully utilize 100 hectares. So the government is going to take back 900 hectares and give to other people who are on the waiting list. And what is going to happen is the minister said they are going to inform the owners of the land that the minister intends to downsize your farm the following hectares, and then you'll be given time to respond. But definitely law is law. There's no way government can allow someone to own 3,000 hectares when the law says the maximum is 1,000. So the law is not going to be selective. The president said no one is going to be above the law. If the law said maximum 250 or 1,000 hectares, we are going to stick to that. And as young people, we are going to be watchdogs, and they will be everywhere looking for that land because We don't have land. We want land and we want to do farming.
Okay, all right. Maybe from my own understanding, let me see if I get you right. There are people that own land. These are now commercial farmers. And then there's land that was distributed. I'm not sure how many years ago, but way back. Land that was given to the war veterans. Which land are you specifically looking at? Which land has the government downsized? Is it the war veterans that they gave them, or maybe the one that I own as an individual?
No, we have got, if you check the law that was put recently by the president, that all agricultural land belongs to the state, which means there's no one who owns the land, the agricultural land. You can own your property, which is fine in town, but any land which is meant for agricultural business belongs to the state. So everyone is in the bracket. Anyone who has got a farm. But we have got certain farms that where people with the deeds, those ones are separate because you have a deed which is rightful ownership of your land. But you have the land where an offer letter was issued to a farmer. So that land now belongs to the state. So this is the land that we are referring to. The law is not going to be selective. Whether you are a minister, you are a veteran, you are a child of a veteran, you are the president, as long as you are not utilizing your land. As youth, we are really gunning for that, and we have got records for the farms that are being underutilized, and these are the farms that we are targeting. We have been engaging the president on several occasions, and has been agreeing to what we have proposed to that effect.
Okay, I'm following you, Mr. Muchenje. Rega ndisvike pandinobvunza. Vachena vakabviswa pavaive paminda yavaive. Anditi? Pamuri kuti mimi, we are back and we are saying tiri kuda kuti vanhu vashandise minda. Are we also saying kuti uya akambotorerwa akati inini ndadzoka hangu zvamadownsizer vamuchenje ndo vakanga vapinda pafarm rangu asi ini ndadzoka padownsizing? Are you considering those people?
You refer to the white community or to the black people?
I'm referring to the people that owned farms previously, land reform program yakaitwa kudara. Are they now able to also come back and say, I want to be part of the program yavepo iye kudownsizwa ichipuwa vamwe vanhu?
Thank you very much. You know, in Zimbabwe, we have got black people, we have got white people. I remember towards the elections, our president, Comrade Maso Mnangagwa, had a meeting with the white communities in Borodo. Some of them were farmers. So as long as you're in Zimbabwe, everyone is entitled to get land. No matter your color, no matter your political affiliation. The president, Comrade Maso Mnangagwa, is the president for Zimbabwe. So he represents the interest of everyone, whether you're white, black, whether you belong to part A, B, C, D. So everyone is entitled to get land. But the reason why the land was taken from white people in 2000, it was about black empowerment. So we look, we are saying the priority should be on the black people. We should be empowered as black people, especially as youth and women, because we are a marginalized group. So we need to be empowered. This is our chance now. In 2000, when land reform happened, some of us were at school, so we didn't manage to get land. But this is now our chance, and this is now our opportunity that the president has availed to us as young people.
Okay. Mr. Muchenje, I need to know and I need to understand. I own a farm. In owning my farm, I feel, okay, fine, this is just my land. Maybe I got it from my parents, or maybe I've acquired the land. But I feel, no, farming is just not me. It's not my thing. Can I rent out my farm? Rent out my farm, and then somebody else then comes and uses my farm. Is there any problem considering this new introduction of everything that is now just about to begin?
Thank you very much. There's no problem in renting farms, but we have a problem with the people that are using their muscle, whether political muscle or nepotism, to get farms from the government and then rent them out. Our land is not for renting, but it's for production. So there are some people who are going to the ministry and get land. And then from there, they start doing joint ventures with the people. If you are not a farmer, do not apply for a farm. The farm should be reserved for farmers. We are actually against that as young people. We are actually pushing that we don't want to see people renting out farms. Why do you need to rent a farm? It's like you get a wife and then you said, I'm prepared to get married. But then you said, I know I want to give my wife to my brother and the stuff. If you are not yet ready, or if you are not a farmer, do not get a farm. Let farmers get farms and let them do farming. Rather than you get a farm because you know the minister or you know the president. And then from there, I start listing out the land, which is very wrong.
Okay. All right. Can you speak maybe at a whole the issues affecting youth and agriculture at large in Zimbabwe?
Thank you very much. The first thing that is critical is the issue of land. If you see, most of young people, they don't have land. They're actually listing farms. I think 80% of people that, young people that are into farming, they're listing farms from people who are underutilizing farms, who are not utilizing them, who have got a vast check of lands, which is idle. And then this is the main thing. For you to be called a farmer, you need to have land. There's no way you can be a farmer without land. And then secondly, the other issue that affecting young farmers is about implements, about tractors. You know, to buy a tractor in about 30 to 40,000 years. So as a young people, sometimes you might not have enough capital to buy the asset. So these are the issues that are affecting us. But we're happy that the president has been on record that he has managed to source about 500,000 tractors that are coming into the country. And they've been pushing the ministry to make a quota for the youth, to at least give us tractors. What we're going to do as young people, we're going to put ourselves in clusters or in small groups. Because most of young people, they have 5, 6 hectares. So there's no way a ministry can allocate, or we as Apex push for a young farmer with 5 hectares to get a 80 horsepower tractor. We are going to put ourselves in small groups, 30, 50 groups of people, so that at least we benefit as a small community rather than as individuals. And then the other issue that is affecting us as young farmers around the issue of funding. You know, when you're approaching banks looking for capital, for loans, they want the security. And most young people, we don't have movable assets that you can take to the bank and say, this is my house, I can put it as a surety. But we have plans to engage the Minister of Youth. We want the Minister of Youth to act as a guarantee of the youth, because they must come on the ground and see the project that we are doing. And they must provide guarantees to give us, to enable the banks to give us the loans. Okay. Because we belong to their ministry as young people.
Okay, all right. You mentioned something on tractors. Can I then understand how you are hoping to make it work? Because as we speak today, there's a fuel scarcity in the country. Where is the fuel to assist in the youth and agricultural department going to come from, seeing that already the country does not have fuel? And at the same time, the price of fuel, how are you going to do it? How are you planning on going on about it?
Okay, thank you. On the issue of fuel, I can actually, with confidence, that during the summertime, where people were busy with agriculture, with farming, from November to up to now, the diesel But a problem where the inputs that are being distributed by the Command Agriculture, they are going to the wrong hands. The moment people, you see, all in social media, I'm selling fertilizer, I'm selling fuel, this is a coupon from Puma. So as long as you're a farmer, you can go to your district office, agri-tax officer, they'll give you a letter for you to be given priority and preference whenever you're getting fuel. And also, going back on the issue that you're talking about, the price of fuel. To me, farming is a business. The problem with people that take farming as a hobby. The moment you take farming as a hobby, you won't be able to realize enough profit for you to cover your cost. You then say the price of fuel is high. But you can actually see we have combis that are moving in town. Every day they are putting fuel and they're filling people. Because I'm taking farming as a business.
Okay. Rega nditaure semunhu akagara kumba kwamuri vamuchenje. Pane ari kutoti but blaza vavasi kunyatsoona maqueues ari kufamba here kunzoko and everything. When you then dismiss and say the combis are also buying fuel on a daily basis, are you dismissing the availability of black market fuel? Because you've just contradicted yourself. You've just said no, fuel is available. Then you said social media people are advertising, meaning it's now contradictory. Are you saying fuel muchayiwana or amuzoyiwani?
No, the fuel is there. When I'm saying advertising, I'm saying someone goes to command agriculture, and then I got fuel coupons, and then I got fertilizer, and then I got made seed. Instead of me putting those inputs into the land, I'm now selling them to the people. So these are the people that are advertising that I'm talking about. But the inputs are getting into the wrong hands. But the fuel for farming activities is there. When I'm doing my farming in Mvuma, every time when I went there, there's always diesel, there's always petrol, which are readily available for the farmers. And I'm happy that the government has tried by all means to make sure during this farming season, the fuel, especially diesel, is there, is available for the farmers to carry on their activities without any disruption.
Okay. I'm glad you've identified the problem. Now that you've identified the problem, what is the solution that you, as the chairperson of Apex and your board, what is the solution that you guys have come up with?
What we've done, we've engaged the ministers. I'm happy that I can give you a very good example. Last week we were in Marsh West, where we were launching our provincial chapter as Apex Council. Okay. The minister was giving an example, the resident minister, Honorable Meliswa. She was saying, she took the books for the command where the inputs were distributed, and then she went straight into the field. For someone got 200 hectares inputs, and then she only did 8 hectares. And then she went to the person and demanding back with the police, demanding back the inputs. So what we need to do, we need the monitoring mechanisms that must be introduced by the government at the grassroots level. Let's say, for example, I went to command, I took inputs for 100 hectares. They must make sure that Mr. Muchenje has planted the hectares that he has applied for. If I didn't, I must even answer why I didn't do that, and I must return the balance. Because if the people that are going to command and check the inputs, but they're not putting the inputs on the ground, that's why sometimes you see we have a drought because of those people are also contributing, because the government is availing inputs, people are selling on the black market, which is very wrong.
Okay. Wow. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Muchenje. Maybe just before you go, can you tell the people of Zimbabwe how or where they'll be able to register, or where they can find you, such that maybe somebody out there wants a farm, maybe they want an opportunity in these farms that you're going to be giving out, maybe they just want to get in touch with you and get to know more about the Command Agriculture and any other agricultural program that you'll be offering. How do they get hold of you?
Thank you very much. As Apex Council, we have got provincial ambassadors. Like I said before, we are working in hand with the provincial state ministers and the provincial agri-tax officers. Then on the issue of land, the forms for application, you can easily find them at a district office of your choice for agri-tax officers. You can just go there, get a form, just fill in it. You don't pay anything. Just fill in your documents and everything at the district level. Make sure that you're fully completed and you've left your form at a rightful office. Because land is going to be given to the people that have applied the land, that they've got passion and interest in agriculture. We are not going to call for people to say, now it's the time, but people have been applying, those people with interest in farming. So just to go to any district office, agriculture office, get your forms there, apply, and then submit.
Okay. All right. What guarantee do the people have? Because now, these people that have had their farms being downsized, these were farm owners. They're people who owned these farms. But now, from knowing the farms are being downsized, what guarantee do the people have that if they do get these farms and say I've registered and then I've gotten in, you guys have accepted me, yes, what guarantee do I have that, no, I'll have this farm for years? Is it like a temporary thing, or is it a permanent thing? Do I now own this part of the land, or I temporarily own the part of the land?
Thank you very much. The agricultural land belongs to the state, not to an individual.
Okay.
So no one owns agricultural land. But the good part with the government is they're issued out 99-year lists. So which means you will be there 99 years. But your stay will be determined by your production level. You don't just, because you've got the offer letter, this is my farm, it's not your farm. You are there to produce. You can only be there as long as you are producing. But the moment you start lacking, producing or lagging somewhere, the government has a right to withdraw the letter, to offer letter, and then give the farm to other person who is productive. So no, there's no guarantee on the farms. As long as you're not producing, the guarantee comes when you're producing. But if you're not producing, there's no guarantee. Farms can be taken and given to other person. But the government is looking at people who can produce, not owning land. It's not about owning land, but it's about production.
Okay. All right. My last question of the day to you, Mr. Muchenje. Maybe somebody out there is asking, this is msangano ereji. Kwa ininiwo ndinozo qualify ere kondikazonzi, you know, is it for any normal Zimbabwean citizen or it has specific individuals?
Like I said before when I was starting, that our president, His Excellency Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, is a president for Zimbabwe. He's a national president, which means he represents everyone, as long as you're a Zimbabwean. So land is for Zimbabwean. Everyone who has got a Zimbabwean identity is allowed to apply land. So you can actually access land as long as you're a Zimbabwean. Land will be distributed not on partisan ground. As youth, we are going to be vanguard on that. We are going to open our eyes that no one is going to be given land based on your political affiliation, but on the production, because we are really about production. We can't look, whilst we are importing, like I give an example, we are importing wheat, we are importing maize, we are almost importing everything, but we have got the land. We have got everything. We have got supporting government, we have got a good conducive climate, we have got the land. So we can't fold our hands and say, no, we are doing this. So the land is going to be given to everyone in Zimbabwe, not on partisan ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can only hear it here on Straight Talk. That is Mr. Muchenje, the current reigning young champion farmer in Zimbabwe, and also the national chairperson for Apex Council Youth in Agriculture. Thank you so much, Mr. Muchenje, for joining us. For more information, he has given you the offices to go to. Matima office Agritex.
Agritex by district level.
Agritex offices per district of levels. He says you can go there, register if you're interested in agriculture and if you think you can make it in farming. My name is Metallica and this is another episode of Straight Talk. We'll see you again next time.